For years, Ghana's sports ministry has often been linked to a lion's den because of the public pressure and the constant media scrutiny. For many, they are advised not to take the position because of the troubles it comes with. But briefly, a year after taking over, it seems the Honorable Kofi Adams has a grip on the ministry. No noise, the job is being done quietly. And the sports fund has also been passed, which many believe will lay the foundation to the development of Ghana sports. My name is Joel Eshen. Welcome to Sports Check right here on GhanaWeb TV. Today, we sit with the Minister of Sports and Recreation and the Member of Parliament for the good people of Boem constituency. Honorable, good afternoon and thanks for joining us on GhanaWeb TV.
Good afternoon and thanks for the opportunity.
Honorable, were you advised to stay away because often the tag is that this ministry is like a lion's den. Every day, your name is being mentioned on radio, on TV, and on social media.
Well, let me say thank you once again for this opportunity. Hardly do we get a chance to sit with such credible platforms to speak to them, and so it's good. Was I advised to stay away? Well, people raise concerns, but that should end it. The rest is for me to take note of and take the appropriate caution and in progressing as far as the sports, running the sports ministry is concerned. So concerns were raised. People spoke about it. Some even questioned whether I have any sports background to want to come and handle such a difficult space. But all this served as a guide. And that guide, the support I've enjoyed from His Excellency the President and colleagues have kept me going.
But Honorable, it's been barely a year. You were sworn into office in
More than a year.
Yes, yeah, a year and a month. Yeah. What would you say has been the secret for you, because you've been leading the sports ministry with some level of calmness? We don't hear a lot of noise, unlike the previous years.
Well, you see, the president made the work a little bit easier for me when he indicated clearly he wanted publicity of many things that we do, including our finances. Yeah. Because mostly that is where the danger lays. Yeah. Where you are advised not to reveal this, not to reveal that, keep this quiet, because when you do, it will create problems. But that was what kept creating the problem. Yeah. So they say if you continue doing the same thing, same way,
you won't get different results.
You won't get different results. So if for the many years down the lane, what we have observed and continuing to look back, we have always seen one problem after the other. Then the solution is not continuing to do the same thing. The solution is doing something different. And what is that different is to bring transparency, because transparency will build trust. So we've decided to open up everything. Let the people know what is going on. And through that, you will get some calmness in, because if you don't let people know and you leave it only for the few, when the few decides to come against you, there will be nobody standing
behind you.
So His Excellency made it much easier for me. And I personally also love transparency. I love openness. I love to engage. I love to let people know what is happening. I'm particularly not interested in like showing that I'm the one who have done A, B, C, D. All I want is that people must know. At the end of the day, people can carry the glory and go and say they did A, they did B, and so on. I don't really worry much about that. Once we have the results and things are getting better and everybody is speaking good about the system, we all celebrate in it. And so it's been great. And I have a great team also, from my chief director to the last person in this ministry. Oh, wow. The chief director is good. She's a workaholic. She understands her onions, and she's been part of the reasons for these successes that we have chalked. Of course, we have challenged the directors, many of whom have been here for quite some time. We have challenged them to even work harder and to let them know that it cannot be business as what? Usual. Where you just see it and we don't factor much the welfare of athletes and then what have you. No, we must make sure that we do that and build around them, because of course we exist because of these athletes. So your priority must be them, both active and retired ones. Have a certain level of focus, and then you can then be able to develop sports, and the sports can now also bring you development as a country. Otherwise, you just continue pumping money in and you don't see the development, and you are not able to develop the sport, and the sport is also not able to help develop your country.
So, Minister, will you say that now it's like the gap between Ghanaians and the team has now been closed, because now they don't have to worry or speculate about budget and monetary allocations, because they know that the minister will definitely let us know?
Well, it's work in progress. I wouldn't say that we have reached there. I have a certain objective to get to that point.
Okay.
Where every action that is taken, that will commit public funds, or that will commit even funds raised from the public, will be known by the public.
Okay.
I want us to get to that point where nobody will have any doubt. We haven't reached there yet.
Okay.
I won't say that we have reached there, because there's still a lot of resistance.
Yeah.
Recently, when I have to appear before Parliament to brief them, at a certain point even, some parliamentarians were concerned whether some information should be made public or not. I said, well, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing to be hidden about this information. And it was to do with the estimated budget for the national team's preparation towards the World Cup.
World Cup.
I said, let's put it out there. It's public money. It's their money. They need to know. If they think that this is not the way their money should be spent, let's have a conversation around it. So that those who are going to be getting that money themselves will also know that this is the view of the people whose money is being put together. But where you make it just sound like it's between you, the ministry or the minister, and the playing body and the officials, it limits your capacity and it limits the understanding. And it creates a heated and an atmosphere that generates hate. But when you make it out there, and you are a player and you know that, the conversation by all is around this. When you are negotiating, you know how to negotiate. When the conversation is out there and is opened, when they bring it to you, you know that, no, from the conversation out there, it was said that I'm supposed to get 1 cedi. But why is it 50 pesos? So you will know, right from the word go, that it is not 50 pesos you are entitled to 1 cedi. Or nobody will also come and deceive you that, oh, you were entitled to 5 cedi.
When it's 1 cedi.
When it was maybe 50 pesos. That the person saw 5 all right, but he didn't know that there was point before the 5. So, but because it wasn't discussed in the public, the person saw 5 and think that it can be 0.5. So it is 5. Yeah. So they will go and tell somebody that you are entitled to 5. Then they deliver to you 0.5. Then you said, no, I'm entitled to 5. So somebody has chopped 4.5 of my money, when actually nobody. So having that conversation out there helps in building trust. And once there is trust, the next thing is that the love will come.
Yeah.
So when they were launching and all the campaigns before President Mahama won and appointed me here campaigning for the love, it will be difficult to achieve the love when you don't first bring transparency to build trust. In football, trust is what brings the love. And what brings the trust is the transparency. When the people know that as we contribute to our club, this is what they are using our money for. That they buy a player, they tell you exactly how much it costs. They go for a game, they tell you how much it costs. They make an investment, they tell you how much they have gained. Then the people know that this is what our money is being used for. Transparency. So you get the trust out of that. And once there is trust, the love comes. You don't need to pay for it. You don't need to run any advert. You just have to act right and you get it free. Yeah. But when you think that it is about adverts, so you are spending money advertising and not doing what is right, the love will not come. And once the love doesn't come, it becomes difficult for you to mobilize the necessary resources to invest in the game.
All right, so we've spoken about the accountability part, being accountable to Ghanaians. Now, to the team, is there a specific target from the government for the team? Because it looks like in the last 5 tournaments or so, we've never gone past the group stage. So is there a specific target for the Black Stars from the government that at least, this is a 48-nation World Cup, at least you need to get to this stage?
Well, I think it is the, well, I'm not going to add the AFCONs. In terms of the World Cup, I think it's the last 3 we haven't done. 2014,
2022.
And then 2022.
But
for 2018, we didn't even qualify.
Yeah.
So we were not even appearing, let alone to be able to get out of the group
I think I added the AFCONs to make it
so
5.
I want to look at the World Cup first. As for AFCONs, also look at the recent one. We didn't also even appear.
Yeah.
So
in the World Cup, the last 2.
We have a target for them, and it is in setting this target that made me propose a new model of paying what has been described as an appearance fee. There is no such thing like an appearance fee for World Cup. Some countries don't do it. Many countries don't do it. Many countries don't do it. Some give motivations depending on your performance. If you take a country like Germany, if they go for a World Cup and quarterfinals for them is their lowest.
Yeah.
So they've set a standard that anything below quarterfinals, it means if we didn't go, it was even better. We, as a country, are also working to say that at the World Cup level, our best performance should be the next round after the group stage.
That's round of 16.
That should be, well, now they've introduced round of 32.
Yeah, so round of 32.
In the past, it would have been round of 16.
Yeah.
So we are saying that should be your lowest. That don't just be counted among the countries that participated. Move the next step should be your lowest. If you exit at the group stage, you haven't done anything.
Okay.
If we exit at the group stage, it means that both the playing body and the technical team have failed us miserably. And so we need to go above that and get to the knockout stages. Then we will say that is what I'm beginning to set as a minimum standard for World Cup.
Okay.
Then when we come to AFCON, considering our name and pedigree, anything below quarterfinals, then it's better we didn't go. For AFCON, anything below a quarterfinals stage means that if we didn't go, then it was better. So we must set some standard and let the playing body knows that the flag they are holding, this is where the flag expects them to be the foundation stone and nothing less. They can go all the way to win the gold. We will celebrate them. But the foundation point is this. And so for this World Cup, the minimum we'll expect should be to go beyond the group stage. Anything less than that means that it's a total failure. And I'll be engaging with the team as they finished their friendlies that they are going to have in this FIFA window. I'm going to be engaging them. Well, the team, the coach had not settled yet about the team. He invited a number of players. By a certain time per FIFA rules, they expect him to submit the initial 50 players, out of which he will take his final 26. In May, they expect that. And in later part of May and early part of June, he must submit the final list before the competition starts on the 11th of what? June. So I am going to be speaking to them. I will pray that everybody stays healthy. Nobody comes with injury that could take him out or limit his performance. That prayer I would continue to pray, and I will continue to invite Ghanaians to pray for every single player. And let's support them. But then I would also talk to them that once they get to that stage, there's no bigger stage than that. That stage is big, but that stage should never put fear in any of our players. They should know that they are Ghanaians and Black Star is rising. Black Stars can conquer everybody and everywhere. That's why our presidents, our founding president, and our current president, when you find them on every international platform, they speak their minds. Yeah. So we expect our players, when they are playing also, they play with their might and know that they should not be cowed by any name, any face, whatsoever, as far as football is concerned.
Yeah, so talking about the playing body, I want to ask you, what's your opinion about Ghanaian players or players born abroad and their decision to come and play, especially those who rejected us in the past and now are interested and want to come and play? For many Ghanaians, it is looking like monkey they work, baboon they chop.
Well, I don't see it that way at all. I believe that any Ghanaian born anywhere, living anywhere, must be given that opportunity to partake in anything Ghana is involved in. I don't believe in excluding any Ghanaian anywhere, in everything.
Okay.
So in that spirit, every Ghanaian must be given that opportunity. In the game of football, and the issue that you have raised about a possible rejection or otherwise, there must always be a contest. Look, decisions, every day we are all confronted with decisions that we have to make. There are people who, on one particular day, will reject. Have you found love?
Yes, boss.
Sometimes you try it, the first time you go, it doesn't work. Some of the words that may come from the sweeter that you finally find. Yeah. One day you'll be sitting there with her, and as you are all laughing together, then you throw one of the that you remember this thing that you said about me today. Here we are. So sometimes circumstance. Yeah. We shouldn't just judge people based on a decision they made in the past on one thing or the other. And people are also growing. And as we grow, we learn more. People go under different management. And so if the person is good and can help the team,
That is the most important thing.
That's the most important thing. If yesterday the person said, no, I cannot be available, maybe the person didn't even reveal to you completely all the issues. There may be many other reasons. But if the person says, I'm available today, and you think the person can contribute something, for me, that is the most underlining, the most important thing. Because we are going for the World Cup. We must go with our best. This is not about ego. Look, when you go to the World Cup and you play and play well and you win, assuming, with those players, we will be talking about the egoistic thing. It is the country that will celebrate. So if you have the best, wherever they are, the task for the technical team, the coach, is to look for Ghanaians. Even some who have played for the junior side of some other countries, we are looking for them. They have played for the junior side and they can play for our senior side. We are looking for them. We tax them, look for them, and let us know. And we will all get involved in engaging them to make sure that if we can get them, we get them. If we can't get them also, fine. Then we know that we didn't get them. But for anybody who suggests that because somebody didn't play some time back, so the person, even if he's still good, we should not look favorably towards that person. And, by nature, I said something earlier, that as a minister, I'm going to continue to pray that none of my players
will be injured.
But we can't rule. Once we pray, you must also be very scientific that in the game of football, surely there could be injuries. Yeah. So, assuming that you throw these people away, and in a critical sector, one of your key players gets injured, what happens?
We'll struggle. The sports fund, I think that to me, sitting from afar, it will be one of your legacies as the minister who made sure that the sports fund bill will be passed in approximately a year when you were in office. What would this mean for the development of sports?
Well, it will mean so much. And if you listen to all our conversation recently when we launched this fundraising to support the national team journey towards the World Cup, our indication is a structured system that we have put in place through the sports fund, that there will be a higher level of accountability and much more transparency in how we manage sports and sports funding through the sports fund. So it's going to engender transparency. And so it will build more trust. And it's going to make sure also that we spend in very critical and relevant areas. And no area is left, including athlete welfare, which mostly has been ignored. Sometimes retired athletes completely die in poverty, unattended to. Sometimes injured athletes are left on their own. The fund is supposed to make sure that it identifies some of these situations and deal with them, including development of sports infrastructure in our districts. There are still a number of regions, not districts, regions today that don't have running tracks. They don't have. What they have there is still our undulating soil, normal soil, space that is marked for them to run. It should not be the case. If we can't have it in every district, at least we should have it in every region for a start. Should have it in every region. Should have a standard Olympic athletic tracks, and for other athletics competition, track and field events, we should have it standard. Multi-purpose courts, we should have them dotted round. So the sports fund will be responding to some of these situations. And so I'm happy that His Excellency and Cabinet pushed and supported me for us to be able to get the Act 1159 through. And today we have a purposeful vehicle for mobilizing resources to support our sports. I believe that we would go the route of many of these countries that have done so, because there are multiple sources that are identified to bring in some funding. The only area I didn't go was a tax handle yet.
Yeah.
But I know into the future, when Ghanaians begin to see the benefits we are getting from even a fund without a tax handle, I believe that they themselves will call for the introduction of a tax handle to increase the revenue sources of the sports fund to further develop our sports. But so far, so good. We will continue to work very hard to get it working.
What has been your biggest challenge so far?
Oh, biggest challenge has really been the resource to do what it is that you want to do, and mobilizing it in an atmosphere that is quite tight, and in an atmosphere where like they don't trust you. So one really had to work to increase transparency and to build the trust so that the resources that is needed could come both from government, that is supposed to be its responsibility, and the private corporate that should also come on board as one of its responsibilities also. So that has been the challenge. Of course, time is key. We will continue to find a way of managing our time within all the sports that needs our attention. And we pray for more support from the media, because the media is key. The media is what will carry what we do out there. They say doing business without advertising is like selling in the dark.
Nobody will see.
Nobody will see. So you'd have to make sure, and it's the media that would advertise what we do to be able to invite many more persons to come on board. So we need the partnership of the media to tell that positive story of what we are struggling to do in the midst of all these challenges, and how we need them to partner the process so we can hit the level that they wish we get to. We can't get there without going through some of the processes that we need them to come along with us to go. So media is really key, and that is how and why I appreciate GhanaWeb for this opportunities like this. We don't take them lying low. It gives us opportunity to say and also market what it is that we do. And I thank you for your time.
Honorable, thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thank you.
So that was the Minister of Sports and Recreation and the Member of Parliament for the Buim constituency, Honorable Kofi Iddie Adams. Thanks for joining us here on this edition of Sports Check with me, Joel. And thanks to the entire production crew. Until we meet again, it's bye for now.